Good morning, kids. And here we
Good
continue.
morning, ma'am.
Good morning. And here we continue lesson number seven.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Very good morning to everybody. And here we begin that chapter, weather, climate, and adaptations in animals. And we have covered the first part about weather. And today we are going to continue with the next heading, that is climate. And like we have covered the other day, the main difference between weather and climate will be that weather keeps on changing every now and then. It's a fluctuating environmental condition around us. And if we are talking about climate, that is like almost permanent condition in an area. For example, in our chapter under the heading climate, they have mentioned two tables wherein they are comparing Kerala to that of Jammu Kashmir. Continuous reading they have taken up, and based on that, we can clearly say that there are like almost most of the time rainfall is heavy. So Kerala goes for wet. That is hot and humid, you can say. Okay, and if Jammu Kashmir you say that definitely is not that humid and hot. Okay, it is a cold area. And if that we compare with if the same reading, same type of table reading we take up in case of Rajasthan, then it has to be hot and dry. Okay, hot and dry. Why? Because most of the time the temperature is high, except for few months. For example, we know very well that like around in winters, specifically the later part of December and January, you can say, there we have the winters here. So only small part of the year we have winters. Mostly it is like hot, sunny. So therefore, the climate on this particular part, you can say that this region is actually hot and dry. And if we are comparing this with another region, northeastern region, again in northeastern part also many a times it rains. So there also the region may be considered as wet. Depending on these various conditions only, not only the humans, the animals have also year after year, generation after generation, have made developed changes in it. And those changes collectively we call as adaptations. So what are adaptations? Basically, adaptations are the changes in any of the organism which helps it to survive in the changing environment. For example, even without reading this chapter, without even knowing even single bit about the chapter, I ask you one simple thing, that where will you find this white bear? You will simply say at the poles, right? Because wherever there is snow, there you will have these white animals, common sense. That means you know about these adaptations. But now in this chapter, we are going to just deal with those adaptations stepwise. Okay, we are going to read for the polar regions. We are going to understand about the rainforest. We are going to understand also about the deserts and the grassland. So various places, various conditions, and accordingly the animals have adapted themselves. About adaptation, we have also covered in the previous class. Adaptations, the collection of changes, you can say, that goes on generation after generation. Now here gets one thing very, very important. Adaptations are not caused because there is some change outside is directly creating a change in the body. No. The changes are there in the genes, in the body itself. Remember, this is a complex phenomena you will understand in the higher classes. But right now you only understand this much, that only those changes can be sent in next generation which are there in our genes, in our DNA, in our genetic material. A white bear gives rise to a white bear only. Reason, it has inside its body. It's not because there was snow outside. Okay? So let's try and deal with all the things one by one, beginning with the definition of the term climate. The average weather pattern taken over a long time, taken a long time, say 25 years, say 25 years, is called the climate of the place. The climate of the place. They have taken up the information about the climate in Srinagar, and there is a place, Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala. So I'm going to just write down the gist of those tables. It means that, example, Kerala is hot and light. J&K, Jammu and Kashmir, moderately Whereas Rajasthan, of course, hot and dry. And Northeast. It's basically wet. In exams, they may ask us this. In MCQs, or they may ask us in one sentence also. After this, we are going to deal with a very, very important heading, that is climate and adaptations. And as the chapter continues, we basically are going to deal with polar region and tropical rainforest, basically. And I hope we have already written this, and if not, please take a screenshot. The polar regions and the areas which fall in this polar region, that means those areas or the countries we say that they are in polar region. Those countries, of course, Canada, Greenland, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Alaska in the US, and Siberian region of Russia. They are the polar regions. And how the question is basically asked. After this, how the question is basically asked. They may ask us, for example, on polar region, if they are asking us the question, there may be this question that write down the climatic conditions of polar region and the adaptations animals have in the polar region. So remember one thing, that in exams, generally the students will write down the adaptations of polar region, but they do not know the climatic conditions. They have not read, they have not prepared, thinking that that would be asked. Basically, in a big, long question, they ask these two. They will be asking the climatic condition, and they will definitely be asking the particular adaptations. Now, in case of adaptation, the question may vary. They may ask us particularly the adaptation, for example, for penguin or maybe for polar bear. They may be asking this specifically. But if they don't, and they ask us this question, that write down the climatic condition of polar region and the adaptations of animals living in that region. Then you are supposed to write it paragraph wise. Okay? Now let's move ahead and note down a bit about the next category, 7.3 about the adaptations. Good. By the time I'm preparing the board for it, you may have a look at 7.3 heading. 7.3. Climate and adaptation. And as per our book, the chapter, we are going to cover for two basic parts. For polar region, we should know what all nations or countries are there in the polar region. Canada, Greenland, and from where am I picking up these names? Are they there in my chapter? Yes, they are there on page number 72. Just above activity 7.2 where they have written, we have a paragraph and these places are mentioned there. Norway, Sweden, Finland. Norway, Sweden, Finland, Alaska in USA, Alaska in USA, and Siberia in Russia. Because now we are going to study about the adaptation of the animals living in here. We must know actually which places we are basically talking about. And as far as tropical rainforests are concerned, tropical rainforests, where all these tropical rainforests are present: India, Malaysia, Malaysia, Indonesia. Indonesia, Brazil, Republic of Congo, some of the Asian and African countries basically, Kenya, Uganda, and Nigeria. So these are the places basically we are going to understand the animals that are living here. The animals that are living in the polar region and the animals that are living in the tropical forest region, right? From India to Nigeria.
Ma'am, done.
We are going to cover up the adaptations. We are going to cover up the adaptations of the animals present in these areas. And those kids who feel that they have written this, they may start reading for the polar region, because now I'm going to deal with that. That is the animals that are living in the polar region, the climatic condition of the polar region, you may read, and others may please try to wind it up fast. And if not, then 1 more minute only I'm giving you, you can take a screenshot. And here we have the polar region, the conditions of the polar region specifically, wherein the climatic conditions are extreme. Extreme climatic conditions we have.
Noted, ma'am.
Yeah, of course, yes. So the climatic conditions, extreme climatic conditions. For example, can you imagine the area where we are living? Say, for example, it goes like 6 months totally dark, no sun. We cannot imagine the life that, and they are actually living in that area. 6 months, around 6 months, they cannot see the sun. So just imagine how much cold that environment will be. And as I gave you this example in the initial part of the chapter when I was introducing this chapter to you, those people living in those areas, they are acquainted to such conditions that they hardly bother, and they are so much well adapted. Not only the animals, the humans also I'm talking about. They are so much so adapted that they keep doing their work. And the temperature can go as low as -40 here in Rajasthan, because we are living in this area where our bodies are adapted to that. The person from UP may say that I am even more adapted for cold conditions. But for us, the cold says like temperature goes around 10 degrees, 7 degrees. For what happened? Just imagine below zero, -40.
Ma'am, -37 degree. Noted, ma'am.
Okay. I am once again requesting you, as long as you do not have a doubt, let's not disturb the class. There is a statement mentioned. Yeah, very good, you have done. I'm just going to rub that. There is a statement only that they have written in the NCERT about 37. Try to enhance your knowledge. Please check on it. Okay, it goes even below that. So the temperatures that they decline to that level, animals have to survive in that. Now, if such is the condition in an area, the animals, for us, for example, we are humans, we can go in a room, we can keep the sweaters, we can keep the warmer, we can keep increasing the temperature of the room by artificial gadgets, but animals can't do that. So they have these additional layers in their body. The layer may be of that of fur, double layer of fur, and they may be having this layer of fat, a complete layer of fat in their body. See, that insulates their body heat to such an extent, kids, that they don't even run fast because their body heat will increase more. I'm talking about polar bear. They don't go beyond a particular average limit. They don't run fast. Reason that if you run fast, see that we can compare with ourselves also. We are sitting, we don't feel warm. We start walking. And of course, if you are playing, you are going to sweat more because you are feeling even more. The same thing happens with these animals also. The heart beats faster and more oxygen is supplied to the whole body, more and more energy is released. And because they have this entire insulation in their body, fat insulation in their body. And moreover, they have two layers of fur on their body. For example, we have a thin layer of hair all over the skin, right? And they have two thick layer of fur. So that insulates them better. That keeps their body heat with them. That basically protects them in this cold, chilled weather. So first of all, we are going to write down the climatic condition of the polar region. And then we are going to write down the adaptations of polar bear. First, the polar regions. We are trying to understand. And we are going to put that at the points, okay? Extreme climate. Extreme climate conditions. Extreme climate conditions covered with snow. Covered with snow. And it's very cool. Actually, depiction of this comes the second point. That clearly depicts what we're talking about basically once it's an extreme condition. For 6 months, the sun does not set. For 6 months, the sun does not set, and for other 6 months, it does not rise. In winters, the temperature can be as low as minus 70 Celsius. Now we are going to write for the moment you wind up this, we are going to write for the adaptations of polar bear, which are very, very important. Polar bear adaptations has come n number of times as question in the exam. Of course, the first adaptation in that animal would be the white fur. It has 2 layers of fur. It has this insulation, a fat layer below the skin. It can move in water, that means it's a very good swimmer also. Strong sense of smell. Can smell very well. That means even if its prey is far, far away, it can smell it. If there is a danger, that also it can smell. In general terms, these big bears, they are given a particular name and we call them as grizzly. They are, we use a term for them, that is, they are voracious, means some of the animals, like those of dolphins, they are human friendly. They are very human friendly. But once we are discussing about these bears, the big bears we are talking about, the polar bear and the bears we are talking about, these big size bears, they are never friendly. They can never be friendly to the humans. So at times it has happened that these scientists who have gone in there for doing some research, they were in trouble because of these bears. They are cooking something and all, and they may come near to the camp. They may damage a lot of things. So that is danger also involved with these animals. And if we have written this, please do let me know, so that we can start off writing the
Noted, ma'am.
Nitya, completed? Nitya, is it done? Wind up fast, beta. And by the time, of course, the kids may go through this diagram number 7.3. Diagram number 7.3. That gives a gist, a summary of the adaptations in case of bear. This polar bear. And as the time is running out, we are going to deal only up to here today. And we are going to deal with the adaptations of polar bear because there are many, almost like 10 adaptations are there. And we need to understand all of them. So I'll begin my lecture tomorrow with the adaptation of polar bear only. And that's all from my side today. Keep studying and learning. Happy learning, kids. Take care.